first moved here, Wynwood was still like kind of a rough around the edges, but I've noticed that Wynwood is always busy now. Art Walk would be the biggest time of the month here, and then every other weekend, some of the bars would be packed, like Wood, but now it's always packed.
There's been this explosion in the number of things in a density in a place like Wynwood, where you can wander from one thing to the next and have authentic local experiences in multiple places. You're always going to have some centrally planned stuff where it's like, okay, this is going to be a neighborhood, we're going to try to build arts here, we're going to try to build these other things here. But then you also want locals to be able to come in and build their vision. And so that thing is always evolving, but this is a great example, I think, of how those things can mature and still find some authenticity. There's a really interesting craft beer moment happening, so there's a bunch of places to hit on that tour. So Box Elder's a great space to just sort of pull up and have a beer. Wynwood Brewing Company is a little off the main drag, which is a great place to check out. J. Wakefield is good for sci-fi nerds, so I recommend all of those. And then I'm a really big fan of Kush, which is over at 20th and North Miami Avenue, sort of on the edge of the neighborhood, but they've got great food and beers and sort of like a little late night haunt. A lot of cool little pockets of activity. I think the other cool thing to do is just pop into a place that you see is bumping, and there's always going to be cool stuff happening there when there's sort of like a big pocket of activity in a place that you wouldn't normally expect to see people.
I think Gramps Bar is a lot less crowded, and they've been blowing up and growing, and you will see any given night a crazy punk band or a Smiths cover band or some weird electronic music. Panther Coffee is a staple, but there's a lot of other places you get coffee in the neighborhood, so if it's packed, wander around and you're going to find good stuff. And then, just wander the walls. They're always changing them, always discovering new walls. I don't know if you can pick a bad place.
That's true.
You can wander into anywhere in Wynwood, and you're going to have a good time. Or you just leave and go next door, and you're going to have a good time. For the most part, you can wander anywhere and find something cool.
Yeah. One of the things that we've focused on actually in starting Where By Us and launching the new Tropic is on that idea of how do you help people plug into the city, because a lot of people, they arrive here, even if they're from here, they arrive back here, or they move to a new neighborhood, they move closer to the city center, and they don't know where to plug in.
I think in the last few years what's happened is this energy of creation, there's so much in town. Whether it's Prism Music Group or stuff happening in Wynwood, you can find like-minded people in town and dive in hard. It's a special Miami moment, but I think you're seeing this in a lot of cities around the world that are rediscovering themselves, and I think you need to open up that idea about the city. Those notions you had, those were built over many years to get people here, to make it a party place, and the beach, and Will Smith, and all that. But what you see now in Miami is there's so much more to it.